Be live now. Let's double check. Yeah, good.
Want me to see on here? But here, it wasn't like some years ago. Yeah, I want you to. Well, that's not my word.
You should stand over there, yeah. Sorry about that.
Not what we need. Yeah, probably a mic anyway, but I'm pretty loud. All right, good morning. Good morning. Thank you all for coming to our annual Poetry and Cookies program. My name is Nikki Winslow, and I am the district director here at our wonderful Altadena libraries. We're going to start out by reading our district's land acknowledgement statement. The Altadena Library District acknowledges its presence on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded land of the Gabrielino Tongva peoples. Altadena is located on the stolen homelands of the Hahamanga tribal band. The traditional territory of the Gabrielino Tongva is referred to as Tongvangar, which includes the areas currently known as Los Angeles County, Riverside County, West San Bernardino County, parts of Orange County, as well as the 4 southern Channel Islands. Entities such as the U.S. government and non-native settlers have subjected the Gabrielino Tongva people to historic and continuing injustices, including genocide, forced displacement, and cultural and linguistic erasure. Altadena Library commits to learning, educating, and informing its staff and residents of present-day Altadena about the rich histories, vibrant communities, and culture of the Gabrielino Tongva people, present and past, through our collection development, resources, and program offerings. So what a year of poetry it has been. We are so lucky to have both Peter J. Harris and Carla Samet apply for our 2 Poets Laureate positions and take these roles on with such enthusiasm and expertise. When we met for the first time last summer to talk about the direction they wanted to take this program, I was so impressed with the amount of programming and work they wanted to do, and also a little nervous, because that has taken countless hours of their volunteer time to make it happen. Not only has it been a goal of theirs to share their poetry and other works, they have also lifted the voices of many other poets and celebrated their inspiring work as well. I wanted to list all of the programs that you guys did this past year. Some of them included our big program launch back in August that included all Poets Laureate, which goes back to 2003, by the way. The Art of Writing Poems and Others workshop in September, an October reading with Peter and his special guests, a Synergies workshop in November, a Poetic Forms workshop in January, reading by Carla and her special guests in February, as well as reading by poetry couples last month. So again, that's a lot of work of organizing programs to share poetry with our community. So thank you so much to Peter and Carla. On top of that, they've also been collecting poems through our wonderful Altadena Poetry Review website and also through their Synergy portfolio. I would highly recommend you check it out. It's altadenapoetryreview.com. I would also personally like to thank Peter and Carla for their amazing contributions this past year and look forward to another collaborative and community-driven year to come. Without further ado, please welcome Carla and Peter, who's joining us virtually.
Thank you so much. We are going to start with Peter, who's joining us from DC. And Peter, take it away. Thank you, Nikki.
Yeah, thanks, Nikki. Yeah, hi, good morning from Washington, DC, your nation's capital. I'm here for an artist residency until about July. I really wanted to be there physically, but it just the logistics didn't work out. But I do want to say, echoing Nikki, thanks to Carla and to Jesse Ray Tovar, who's been our tech rock, and so we couldn't have done it without each other's different skill sets. So in a nutshell, for me, it's all about synergies, all about working not just together, but in inspirational collaboration with one another. So as we culminate this year, for me, I'm really, really excited that we'll hear some of the 52 new poems written by our 38 poets who contributed to the review. There's something very special that the artist, I'm now talking about the artistic writers now, that they took the challenge of reviewing and absorbing and responding to the artwork by the 14 artists who joined us and allowed us to display their work in the poetry reviews, Synergy portfolio. It's pretty challenging to cross borders artistically. So I want to just celebrate all of the folks who accepted the challenge and who gave Carl and I a real range of work to review for this year. The artwork, photography, music, video of dance, paintings. It's just a striking portfolio that really represents and reflects the grand, long tradition of art making in Altadena. We actually asked even more artists to participate, but we're very happy that the 14 who chose to say yes have been reflected on our review. And so in a nutshell, you know, we want to also thank just the spirit of service, the spirit of synergy. The books that are there, the contemporary books of poetry that are there in the room, made available by Lois P. Jones, a poet and editor and radio producer here in LA, and by our former laureate, Elaine Lipkin. They both are readers for the Kingsley Tufts Awards, which is sponsored by the Claremont Graduate University. And so what we're really, really celebrating today is our willingness to interact with one another. So even though I'm physically not there, I'm very excited that technology, and thank you, Jesse and David, you know, allows me to witness the sharing that's going to go on today. I will turn off the screen, but I will be listening throughout the entire program. Thank you so much, Carla. It's all yours. Looking forward to what we got to see today. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Peter. I think what we're going to start out with is I just want to name the Synergy portfolio artists, and we're going to show some of their artwork just to sort of warm us up. Unfortunately, well, we have one here today, fortunately. Viviana Aparicio Chamberlain. Want to stand up for a minute? Unfortunately, some of the others were not able to join us, but we're still going to show some of their artwork right now. And they're Isabel Avila, Viviana, Fana Babiayo, Karen Vanguard, Ed Barguarena, I think I followed his name, William Bing, who happens to be my trumpet teacher, Colin Connor, Patricia Gay, Karen Gilbert, Richard May, Jeff Massaroli, Ibaronix Correo, James Zavo, and J. Michael Walker. And these are just some examples. I don't know if you want to put on just a stanza of music here to warm us up. It seems that people were inspired because we got beautiful poems from all of you. We thank you for that because it takes energy to go in and say, I'm going to write in response to this. We all have. puts you in the right space to start reading in a few minutes. What I started to say is it takes a lot of energy and inspiration to take the time to really examine a piece of artwork and respond to it. And you all wrote really lovely, stunning pieces. Did anyone write to? Yeah. I hope that you all take the time to look at the full scope of this, which you may already have had done when you were trying to figure out which to write to. Just kind of puts me in the right space to hear some poetry. Viviana, right?
Yeah.
I recognize that anywhere.
Patricia King.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Just a little taste to warm us up. I'm gonna read the names in alphabetical order. Now, not everyone is here, the people I read, but I want to honor the poets who did contribute. The other thing is, I want this to be a little bit of a celebration, so that means like, and also a little informal. So if you suddenly feel a desperate need to have a cookie, as long as you don't like chew or loudly or spit while reading, please get up and have some coffee, some water, some cookies. We had a request for something that wasn't sweet this morning, and unfortunately we We don't have that. Oh, we do, we have water. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Everyone is gonna read one poem and it's gonna tell us what artist they wrote that poem in synergy with. So let's hit it. We're gonna start with, and I have some of you checked in, but some of you I might not. So just stand up if I read your name and come up to the front. Nidhi Agrawa. Okay, thank you to that poet who could not make it today. The next one we have is the poet who is also an artist, multi-talented. Viviana Aparicio Chamberlain is going to come up and read a poem. I just want to point out Jesse here, who's been a huge help. This is your kind of- You can tell I'm not a professional musician.
It's good for you. Well, then that's okay. Is that? Maybe it's like this thing here. It'll be better for you. You know, but I know it's gonna be better for everybody.
It's not any better.
Yeah. Like that. Oh, I know. Maybe it's this thing that moves.
Yeah.
What do you think?
No.
Oh. Asking tape? Oh, that's good.
Yeah, thanks, Wade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where the rivers meet. In synergy with Moon Tree by Karen Banyard. I dedicate this to my Yaqui ancestors from Sonora, Mexico and Tucson, Arizona. And they honor the tree, the Yaqui tree. Come to me. I'll hold you in my grasp. Blood streams together, we are one. My trunk, my placenta, engorged with liquid for you, my children of the 8 villages. I come from the center of the world where my umbilical cord is attached at the place where the tributaries of the Yaqui River meet. See me in your dreams. Cross to the other side of the river where I wait for you, where I yearn to embrace you. To the next world. My one desire is to join you, ecstatic corpuscle by corpuscle, cell by cell, come and pass by osmosis to me through my inner trunk, my cambium. For you, I steal my sister moon, my fingers stretch, I scratch the cobalt sky and grasp her. I lure you with the blinding sight of her, the Yaqui moon goddess, who I imprison in my branched hair. Up the river, you stream through my roots. Deep inside the velvet of my gnarled trunk, you explode up into my aged branches. Sister moon, I sing to you. Aruru, aruru, luna de leche. Help me nurse you with milk from the entrails of my branches, my trunk, my sap, my roots. I clasp you to me. I embrace you through the night comes. It comes. My fingers itch. I feel the painful shudder. I scream out a howl. I sing a coyote song. The stars dance in a fury. Lights that make music for the dancing, the cocoon bells, the tenovon bells are tied around the yaqui dancers, the yaqui dancers. My UMM bursts out from my fingered branches into the dark sky. My UMM fly up as deer dancers. My branches become antlers. For this, you cross the waterways. From all parts of Sonora, I need you. You need me. On the dying, undying, you cross the river, come to me, your mother tree, where the Yaqui rivers meet. Thank you.
That was really gorgeous, and it's something to, to read the poems and to evaluate the poems, but to actually hear them read by the poet is really, really gorgeous. Thank you so much. I just want to point out that we have these codes. What are they called again?
Oh, QR codes.
Yeah, QR codes. Yeah. I'm dating myself. So you can, looking at to see what artwork, you can see, learn about the poet and the artist and go directly to the website.
Can you scan it with your cell phone or what? How do you do it?
You can, or you can use a QR app on your phone to do it too.
Or you do,
Yeah,
and that'll get you to any QR,
yeah.
so you have to get the app on your phone.
Well, for some phones, you need to get an app, but other phones already come with it built in. Yeah,
You don't do it through your photos.
it depends on your phone.
Yeah, if you have the right phone, you can do it. through-
Yeah.
The next poet
Yes.
we have is Jennifer Baptiste here.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everybody. And I never really know how to work these things, so.
I was having problems with that just a minute ago. Wade saved my life.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. Thank you, Wayne. How you guys doing today? Well, that's nice. My name is Jennifer Baptiste, and I have a few poems to share. The first poem I'll share is called Sleeping Faces, written in synergy with No Title by Patricia Gay. Sleeping faces, brown and blackness, crossed with stripes of Mandarin artistry, crowned in cotton and kissed in mother's love, pierced with fashionable decor. Sleeping faces rich with history, made from earth, covered in leaves, profiled in golden design, dressed in cascading feathers. This next poem is called Papillon of Hispaniola, written in synergy with Mujer de las Mariposas by Bibiana Aparicio Chamberlain. Is she here? Oh, yeah. Okay, that's you. Hey, yeah. It's you too. Okay, we're connected. Cool. Yeah. So I titled this poem Papillon because I'm Haitian and I've been learning Haitian Creole. So I just wanted to throw in like a French word in the mix. I dance to the frequency of the earth and the papillon fluency with me. My hips swirled in the aura of my world, and the papillon flowed with me. The colors of my essence radiated with passion, pleasure, and patience, while the papillon kissed my crown, dressed my collar, and fluttered alongside me. Firestarter, written in synergy with I've Weathered Storms and Fires Foreseen by J. Michael Walker. Is he here? That would have been cool.
I know, right?
Yeah. I asked the most dangerous ask and set the world aflame. I asked for a seat at the table and set it on fire. I asked for pieces of the land and they charged it, leaving no life. I asked to break the ceiling and they tore apart a clouded sky. I asked to dream wishes upon stars and they rained down bombs of resistance and blessed me with oppression. For asking the most dangerous ask, I asked for equality.
And we are, just a reminder, asking you to read the name of the artwork you wrote in response to and just read one poem. Some of you wrote many poems. Now it's beautiful. The next person is Luis Guatemoc Barriozabal. Are you here? I don't think so. But we honor Lynn Bronstein.
Can you all hear me, whether this mic is in the right position or not? Well, okay, I'll forget it. My poem is This Time the Cat's Not Playing Jazz, written in synergy with music from the play Four Roses by William Dean. Thought you'd get off easily this time. You think you can walk in anywhere with your axe in hand and make like a musician? You got so many tunes in your head that play all at once. That's not chords, that's discord. That's anarchy. Now you're gonna tell me you're an anarchist, so that makes it all right. But you can't even read music. You just want the pose, you just want the spotlights, you want the groupies. You want to dress up in your tux and pose with one foot on the bar and a drink in your hand, reminiscing about pranks you played on your agent. And the time you kicked a downbeat writer in the nuts for his bad review of your first farewell concert. You're just an ordinary cat who wakes up on a rainy morning, puts on a pair of dorky rubber boots, goes to work, griping that it's so wet out there, and never writes that gripping, throbbing, dark trombone solo about the rain. Thank you.
For this work by Lynn and Jennifer and Viviana. Next, we're gonna have Don Kingfisher Campbell.
If you're not using the mic, we can still hear you. I double checked.
Good. All right.
Yeah.
And if you need a mic adjustment, we have our resident expert here. Yes.
Like Laureate.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, it is.
Yeah, because really see you make me more. I mean, nice.
Yeah, right there. That's good.
No, not too much.
Yeah, good.
Oh, back up. Good. That's good. That's good. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Yes.
Your Precious Love. Written in synergy with Kiss Remix #2 by Richard May. You are the butterfly who fluttered onto my skin. Made me feel the music of lips on lips, leading to mouth into mouth, dancing. Dripped like Motown 45s. Because Marvin Gaye had found his Tammy Terrell. And as the Atlantic is rough, you flipped my lower finger from torn conversation to collage of hot conversion. You have become my Queen of Hearts, inspiring me to create this wall of words.
Beautiful, Don. Next we have Jackie Chow. Okay, Jackie Chow is not with us today, but we honor her. Allegra Sira.
This is Reach, written in synergy with a live dance and music performance by Paris McCracken, and she was the dancer and musician Alan Leitner that was performed here as part of a workshop last fall as part of the Laureate series. It's called Reach. Newcomer to this town, in this space, I tread lightly. Share a delicate cadence. Atomic strength, resilient, relentless, stretches, but does not break. River in the sky, rocky here, where foothills beckon, exposed and nurtured. Oil drum vibrations rise up, fuse the air, 1 dozen notes on a phonetic scale, resound. 12 apostles, shiver, 12 days of Christmas, shiver. 12 tales of triumph and joy. Shiver, shiver. I shift from witness to repentance. Water in the canyon smooths rocks, peace grasses. Atoms coalesce in the air. I absorb them. Footfalls grow firm and be still.
Thank you, Allegra. That was beautiful. Latanya Coleman Carter. Latanya. Beverly Collins, Beverly M. Collins.
Hello, everyone. My piece is in synergy with William Bean, and it is called If Only. If only music inside of me could pounce from your shiny throat and swirl the air. If only my furry paws had the nimble fingers of my last life, I could offer an ocean of blue notes to swim the speakeasy once again. I could frenzy a room of partygoers into dance as I two-step on a stage. A soft meow stands in the spot where my circular breathing once lived within me. Jazz is still king and emperor of my heart. The bass and treble clef angels are trapped in my chest. I look and purr silently voice their notation in my mind. How can I explain you to my kittens? Thank you so much.
And we honor Polly Dutton, who couldn't be with us today, but we do have Richard Dutton.
Balancing on board. Written in synergy with I love this here today to stay played by William Bain. Gary Pratt on bass. Before I met my wife, I took a cruise on a retired military ship that was dancing. During the dance, the ocean began to severely rock. The dance floor began to move like a wave, sliding chairs and tables across the floor. Everyone on chairs looked frightened. To keep my balance and hold my partner steady, I looked outside at the horizon and smoothly continued up my cha-cha-cha. A few tables slightly bumped into us. Some people said my dancing was too dangerous. Sometimes you like to have odd things happen. Speaking with our body is different from speaking words. I like responding to music, going with the rhythm. After I sat down, two men offered me a job. It would pay more than I was currently making. They didn't say what kind of job. I declined, but met one of them a few years later. He sold me a diamond ring.
Wonderful story. Okay, Sarah Flores, are you here? Okay, Sarah Flores also contributed, thank you. And next we have Gerda Govini Duarte. All the way here from Honolulu, California.
Anytime. I'm changing the furniture around. Good, yeah, it's better than. Good afternoon, it's great to be here. And this particular poem was what I got from looking at the artwork of artist Dr. Pat Gay. And it's ceramic glazed photographing too. See, feel change. I look at your beautiful face. Curiosity on tiptoes. Inside your closed eyelids, shadows, images, color, live in darkness. Tapestry stories woven by ancestors, nourished threads of wonder, hope, bravery. Welcome change, ignited by past, tempt future. Eyes reflect our souls. Heartbeats ease, transitions, transgressions. Ocean of life brings safe passage. Open door, let ancestors in. They know who we are. Time to sit, talk, laugh, cry. Feel their power. Love. Well never runs dry. Your eyes open. Gift. Window to the soul. See, feel, change. What color are your eyes? Brave blue, like my grandmother? Thank you.
That's fine, right? Okay, Gerda, thank you. Next we have Terry Hicks.
We are ready to written in synergy with
I've weathered storms and fires pursued my journey. Eyes, raised with tears, heart filled with pain. I tried to look into the future, yet only the past filled my head. For 2020 is beyond us, 9 and 29 seconds of April 25th, 2020, still lay hidden in my hands. While an officer of police casually kneeled on his neck, the world watched over and over as words floated to his next. An awakening for masses worldwide, a deeper state of sleep for those whose hearts could not sleep. The decades turned to centuries. Scabs formed from crust of fighting blood and snow that covered the wounds of our ancestors, having picked at, scratched, scraped, and charred. There's a tragic murder of George Floyd, wounds that turn in past generations of the language to lay bare, naked, exposed, untold, for them that haven't succeeded. In the wakefulness of this evening, will the wounds, trauma, guilt, shame of past inequities be healed? With the lack of guilt, the lack of shame be forgiven? Will we heal, move forward as a people, as a nation, as a world? Will the awakening succumb to the call of sleep slumber? Cradle the May 2020 George Floyd upward like a new baby, to rock it into a restless sleep, while things remain as they have been for generations past? Will the reopen and expose wounds of our ancestors once again be covered with crust of fire and blood and serum to form a new staff and wait to be picked down, scratched, scraped, and clawed by future generations? Will the awakened have stamina enough to remain with it, continue to roar loud enough to heal the wounds, trauma, guilt, and shame cast upon us from the inequities of the past, to heal the unhealable, to forgive the unforgivable, to see the unseeable, to love the unlovable. Dear one, we are ready to move.
So powerful. Thank you. Thank you, Carrie. And you all are a great audience. You know to clap at the beginning and clap at the end. Everybody has fun. You can also snap your fingers when you hear something, so you all know. Okay. Next, we have Andrea Hill.
Guess I'll set up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. My poem is Lineage, written in synergy with Moon Tree by Karen. A tree falls, torn from the root. Winter, wind whipped, scattered leaves, famine. Our fates failed and shackled, exploited for timber. The outer bark, as is our rough-hewn skin, splintered by the lash and drained of the sap. Blood stains, the year rains, we cry out, our crumpled bodies stripped to the bone, crumbled into dust. The salted earth, grain with our tears, is sown. Their spirits, hone and build, arise, ancestors of a sacred yield, to guide the harried steps through depth of moonlight. The haunted, wild-eyed, racing toward a scorched sky, North Star like a flaming torch, carrying nothing but his lineage packed in his veins into the plains of a broken promised land. He kneels at the crossing, remembering his origins
descendants, his seed spent, son becoming father, leaves.
Hey, does everyone want to stand up for a second? Shake it up a little. I'm gonna be that annoying host who said, don't know the person next to you. Introduce yourself. Hi, I'm
I saw that page in the book.
Hope you're enjoying this, Peter.
Yes. I think it's a gap. Yeah. Yeah, they brought that.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know if you wanted, but I saw you had, but I didn't know if that complicates it. The way I had.
Yeah. Because what will happen is like when I screen share the music from there, like you won't be seen on the live stream anymore. It'll be showing the website.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm not.
I want to be able to see it.
Check that play or you can.
I know, I just want to have it.
Yeah.
Oh, she might want to sit down.
People should be.
Doesn't work. Yeah, no blocking. You're good. That'll work.
Yeah.
But we'll say everything does sound good on the live stream. Oh, you can watch it on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, cookies are provided by Baby's mama. Oh, okay. And coffee is provided by My Place Cafe just down the street. Mhm.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That was like. Yeah. Hey, everybody. Okay, beautiful people, if you want to get back to your seats, grab a last cookie. Well, there's lots of cookies, so it's not your last cookie. I guess everybody needed a break.
So you wanted to just thank you.
I did, thank you. Thank you so much. Our next poet is going to read is Jeannie Hooper. Okay. Yeah, maybe they.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, we've had a request for people to read more into the mic or read more to the audience towards the back. Or some combination. Yeah, no pressure.
It's okay, I guess. Mine's entitled 1971. I have written this in synergy with the choreography video that we saw a snippet of by Colin Connor and Michael Bullard. And if you get a chance, go back. It kind of reminds you of that Christopher Walken Fat Boy Slim video from some years ago.
Oh.
But anyway, we moved across the gym floor in a phalanx. This was years before Beyonce's formation. Our dance teacher beat the drum. Girls, make your life a dance, she exhorted us. Each line advanced. At 15, we were captains of our here and now, navigating friendships, parents' divorces, driver's licenses, bookwork, boys, paying little heed to making our lives a dance. Decades later, our teacher's words filtered through. So much had I juggled in life, to shift juggling for a dance, and somehow, some mystical how, life's movements grew less staccato, more interconnected, more manageable. That was all she meant.
That's wonderful, Dean. Okay, next up we have Bonnie Lee Costin.
Written in synergy with NAPO's Dream by Jeff Mazzarelli. There's solace in repetition. It's why habits form steady beat, deep belly desires, budding before bed. Song. What you've got now is a hot shower like a high note of another dream. She embraced change. You got stuck. Every Sunday, same farmer's market. Tight-skinned lungs piled up, still light. There's solace in repetition. It's why habits form.
Jeff is here to hear that. Yeah. And some of you, many of you sent in your poems with the music at the back, have numbers and things like that. Required. The next poet is Tom Latham. Great, Jeff.
This is Chevron Supreme, written in synergy with Shifting Sands by Aaron Gilbert. The property is close to worthless. Encumbered title, no water rights. Contested will. Who knows? There's no money left for lawyers, so the fuel pumps become indigenous to the scrubland, witness to brilliant night skies with being broken machines they don't welcome. Abandoned on their concrete plinth, a row of miniature monoliths in the desert known for interplanetary visitations, they are insensate to whatever they might mean for we, the meaning givers, to see in them a scarecrow future, one which leaves us tall and skeletal. Thank you.
So much. Next up is, well, this is Scott Muscus here. Next we have Lisa Lewis.
I just found it. Can you hear me? You know, like, where else?
Perfect.
Back, we've been synergy with, dance piece by Colin. Eyes connect the dots. Dot your eyes and cross your T's. Tease the world, sees the world. Sometimes even please the world. Bend the trees, bend your mind. Try your best, don't be unkind. The wind has a tight grip on you, madly rushing through. Do you wish you could be there? Don't you want to be everywhere? Plan is simple. Be aware. Be present for the ones who care.
Thank you. Is Stephanie Bogan here? Bogan also contributed, and Radomir Musa. Daphne Montarian, I know it's not here, but also contributed. W. Hans Miller. No, it's not. Yes, back, okay. Next we have Toti O'Brien. Can you hear me? Yes. Yes. My poem is written in synergy with Amiga Stories and Feelings by J. Michael Walker, and you saw it. It was a female portrait in a frame of vegetation. The title is the beginning of the poem. The night that Concertina passed the balcony, its parlors. It is an open door, open work, like the lacy borders were embroidered with fine, meticulous stitches as you sit on a low wicker chair, always under strict supervision. Sometimes you lift your head, struck by exhilaration, stare at something, a butterfly, a rosebud about to bloom open on the veranda, or else something unseen, like a distant star. I will open it up. You scream with your shrill soprano, then you paint it online with colored, flat, small, meticulous stitches. The night when you passed the balcony and fell, your knees were scraped when they found you, but you didn't complain, was embalmed as always. Jasmine and citrus trees spilled their toxins, sweet poison, drowning the pungency of sea salt and its breezy wisdom. Drunk with freedom and smell, you roamed through the orchards, aiming towards the fence, down there, lost within an ocean of green. The next morning, when they found you, you were wandering still as water floating on your face. There was blood on your nightgown, together with stains of rust and dirt. It was nice. You repeat. Then the doctor came. It was nice. They looked for nobody. There would be no secrets. If your brain had stopped growing at 5, so had your wound, I guess. Did they switch you to a non-balcony room? Did they increase surveillance?
I don't know why. I have this vision of nettles pricking your skin that night, a bed, a blanket of nettles, and you liked it as I would have, that tickle, that delicate skin.
Thank you, that was wonderful. Ken Vogel. A lot rougher.
It's Salat Rajaram, but I'm from Orange County. And came all the way to thank you for the invitation, thank you for accepting the call. I didn't know about a crash report. So this is a new thing for me. I was grabbing many things. So the picture that with the blue sky and the clouds and the tree, the green was what I had envisioned. And then Jeff Musroll, thanks for playing, but I went for all three. I went for Naples green, and for green, and rice above. So if you can picture all this together, and my poem is called A Trastic One. I wrote two, they accepted one of them. So this is just named A Trastic One. By the way, the live streaming, my sister from New Jersey was hearing me eating cookies. I thought I could escape. No. Okay, am I perfect now?
Oh, go back.
I go back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it good? Yeah, but I can.
In general, it's getting people to come.
Oh, nice, yeah. All right, thanks to all of you for allowing me to just sink into this.
Mhm.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Blue, green, gray, and white. Of time, space, light. Eyes that perceive light. Colors within are out of sight. The sun seems to rise above. That hope, happiness on one to reflect. Millions of rays, cadence, ecstasy, loud and slow. Daytime clouds reflecting the sun. Lighter white, gray thicker one. Ups and downs in Naples green. Into the deep sleep, little green. Infinite space. Without proof. Finite limitation. Here in blue. Green tree. A world appearance. Occupying a part of appearance. Close your eyes. In the no longer there. Changing visions right now and here. Listen to green as the leaves burst open from branch to branch regarding rain. Nothing is constant then and now. This picture formed even right about green, Naples green, memories already. Surprise, baby.
So much. Velma, you may not able to make it today. We're so glad that you contributed.
Canada.
Canada?
She's in
Oh,
Canada.
Okay. Oh, then, very great. And next we have S. Pearl Sharp.
Morning. And that's Pearl Sharp and I really like. I chose a piece by Isabella Avila called Ways of Knowing. And it was very meditative on exploring out of the library to find this text. My poem is called Vision. We did library Monday, Thursday, certain like sunrise. The paper card and passport, expire pocket glued to the end. Me, her in the adult section, me across the hall dodging Biff and Jane. Seeking worlds not harnessed to Negro and poor. I will come to know my hunger as ancestral cravings, descendant of limbs severed for learning to read. Each turned page rattles dry bones, rapturous alphabets.
Pamela Shea. Not here today, but I wasn't trying to rush. David Slavin.
So this is a poem written in synergy with Shifting Sand by Karen Gilbert. It's called Chevron. His arm was amputated. The heart that pumped his life's blood stopped. The last sail, his only memory. It could be said that he was left by the road, the dead, but the road itself is dead. He still stands at attention, beneath an unremitting sun, guarding a cluster of cameras. You can still see his rank, the serial number barely visible, beneath the patina of rust on pale skin. A war had been waged. A war had been waged. A war for fill-ups, blue plate specials, and motel stays. A war his side had lost to the interstate. More resolved and hopeful, he mans his post at the sand's edge, waiting on a wave of motorists that may never land.
Yeah. Who are in that?
Yeah.
It's so interesting to hear the different interpretation, right? Yeah. Really wonderful. Next we have Russell Smith.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Right. I see a red dot, that's why I'm like, what's going on there?
Good afternoon. This poem was written, I must say, at the time of the death of my sister, that this assignment came to me. At the same time, I say that it is to be read to accompany music by Altadena, a musician that I don't know, but the piece that he wrote is called Gazing Again, and it seemed appropriate. The title of the poem is Interment. We see your silent and material portion join the earth from which it once arose. With no persona, perhaps in time to build into another fabric, living or inert. A stone provides dumb witness to your past, A name among the others begs the passersby to suppose the place you filled among these other folk. Pervading green around us holds the cosmic prospect you endorse. A life that does not, a life that does improve. The harmony you sang until your favorite end. Your crowning essence stays with us, an impact that endures forevermore. Through promise, children, everlasting garland of the ages.
So much. Pretty strong work involved. Next we have Wade Wilson.
Hi, I'm Wade Wilson. I handle all your microphone needs. I left my card in front. This poem is entitled "The Mystery of Me," written in synergy with James Sabo's The Prior, which is this beautiful image of a blackbird looking into the threshold of a home, and Napo's Dream by Jeff Musroli. Curious corvid and wings of blackened ash, perch and ponder this creaking and cracking old wood. Peck at this firm and brittle door, see if it will open, and if so, what more is there to behold? Withering floorboards and mold in the walls, floaty cobwebs, perhaps dust set aloft. Through the shadows and into the faintest light, are there curtains spun of rarest stardust? And if so, who is the architect? Whom is the design? Does one dive deeper or simply leave it all behind? Beyond the silky satin and into the unknown, feathers wrap against a house found within an ancient home. The map points to everywhere, but everywhere is here. A home within a house, beyond a golden curtain and a door. Curiosity caused to the corvid echoes from nevermore. Perch and ponder this wilting and withering lumber. What mysteries lay further in? Powdered shelves with aging books, faded photos, perhaps critters scurry into secret nooks. I imagine there is a window, crystalline but smeared. It peers into the sobering eyes of a curious blackbird, tapping at the door of a house within a home, behind a curtain and another door. But what more is there to behold? What more could there be? I see. Quoth this raven, it is the God. Thank you.
Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you.
And we also have now a
Hello, everybody. So this poem I wrote in synergy with Fana and Adebayo's artwork. And then was a picture of a little dress, the girl's dress. And the poem is called The Art of Sewing. This little dress, laced with lofty ideas of justice and equality, reminds me of one belonging to a sister I never knew, hanging at the back of my mother's armoire. Humans sewed stories into the fabric of soul, stitched threads of beauty and pain, hope and loss, and memories of children, inviting us to join a calling to prepare. It all began with a few animal furs,
sinew than any of the killed megalophorus. A bone needle, a strong need to maintain bodies above freezing temperatures. Possible. Until some artsy Eve decided to gather seashells and dry berries. On a summer day, she sat under an elm, a stick hardened by fire, perforating. Linen from the flax plant inaugurated a new era. Pleats, folds, pressure stones became the reserve for Egyptian upper classes before the Romans added gold fibula to whole caves on their shoulders. Yes, Caligula had done imported silk tunics, but it was Justinian who captured Chinese silkworms, transformed 6th century Byzantines into Sybarites, and devaluated Greeks and Romans wool garments. New skills have to be learned to keep the seams straight, both threads from binding up, needles from piercing, teach their patrons how to move lightly, and of course, ensure his use for the nobility only, forbidden for others. This little dress hangs empty in only, flesh which one day filled with mirth absent, resting under the family's marble pamphlet. We endure the loss, turn dresses into relics. My mother had a singer sewing machine. Seamstress came to our home to our heroes. Poor little girls always in need of something new. We didn't see the effort, imagination required to sew raglan sleeves, bodices, flowery embroidery. Our modest stitched dresses and memories. Once she repaired and tear on my favorite dress. The precision, the slow meticulousness of the task carried as silent meditation stay with me. I think there is a deep satisfaction in repairing what is ripped apart, separated, sustained even. This art promotes attention, encourages patience, thoughtful planning to transform parts into wholes, the vision to bend their scraps into quills of life's comfort, and the opportunity to create plot for the soul. But our world does not value the temporary place-holding of bastion, not the cross-stitching of negotiation, compromise. Society is unable to predict the type of thread needed to unite. This little dress affirms important values, and I, who couldn't patch a mud bite in a cashmere sweater, I'm learning to learn using filaments of justice from this family. And
I think that Lori will follow it here. My poem is entitled Empty Shell. It's written in synergy with Karen Gilbert's art piece called Afterlife. Ghosts of lively past drift amongst gray, empty shell of stone building planted in middle of dry desert beneath an intense sun. Silver jets fly overhead and quake the ground with sonic booms, shaking broken windows loose from the structure. Once bustling with life in days of intense war, to house soldiers bonded with purpose and allegiance to one another, now sits abandoned during times of peace, barren, except for animals and reptiles who sneak in to make a home. I think that we have Jackie Fowler's. Oh, okay.
Okay, am I supposed to stand in front of the microphone? Okay, all right,
Okay, my poem is called Navigating the World with the Green Scaled Tail. Written in synergy with Mermaid by Karen Bernard. Not driving in LA is strange. Like having scales instead of skin, a tail instead of legs. Think mermaid, think combing your hair with the fork. It stays tangled, no matter how hard you try. Think dating mermaid, instead of the football player, the heartthrob in your class. You're stuck in a life of the same shades of blue, wanting to see the rest of the world. You can beg your fairy godmother for legs, but the sea glass under your feet will be jagged. Would you be brave enough to take the first step? Thank you. So
Mike, no, is there anyone else who arrived later who was published in the journal?
For this year,
For this year?
yeah.
This year. Okay, that was just really, really wonderful. And before, let's give one more hand. Peter,
Oh, he should, oh, is he there?
there he is.
There he is.
Have him say a few closing words to it, Bob.
Well, here's a quote from Joy Harjo from her book, Catching the Light. I came to writing poetry because I needed a language that was beyond ordinary. I can't get no deeper than that. Thank you, everybody. I'm so sorry I couldn't be there with you physically, but it's marvelous to know that people take the word seriously. And we look forward to unveiling what year 2 of our residency as poet laureates have to offer. Thank you to everybody. It really lifts my spirit back here to know that you guys are filling the library, one of my favorite libraries, with such beautiful words beyond the ordinary. Thank you so much. See you in July.
I just wanted to say thank you to the library and to poets and writers who have also supported our programs throughout the year. And remind you to take a book or two. Anything else, Peter?
And the friends of the Altadena Library have been supported for sure.
Yeah. Can we take a group picture, all of us in front?
Yeah.
That's a great idea. And don't leave without eating more cookies.
More cookies. I'm sorry, I'm not able to eat cookies.
Can we take a group